Hey guys, Malkuth1974 coming back at you with another Let's Play Kerbal Space Mission. This episode we are constructing a base over Minmus. It's a fuel base. It's made for fueling my interplanetary vessels. Yeah, this is a little bit wobbly, and we're going to find out why it's wobbly in a little bit. Because I made a major flaw in this design that I never noticed when I was making it. And we'll see in a second. Right now I'm just trying to get to my AP high. I do use MechJeb for this because I'm getting kind of tired of manually doing all my own launches. I have a tug out here waiting for me to bring this to Minmus for me. So the actual orange stage has no engine on this version of it. It has an engine, but it's not well, we're gonna see right here the problem. Now I'm looking at it and I'm like, where the hell's my engine? And I'm trying to figure this out. I'm like, why hasn't that come off? And I'm like, oh crap. And if we look over here, it's because I have a port on here. And if you're wondering where these ports are from, they're a mod that I use. So basically I had to go back to the drawing board, and I launched another one up into space here. Well, I will be in a second after I go, oh crap. So yeah, this is the second launch. This time things are much better. Well, they're starting out better. If you're wondering why everything's so fast, actually this is a video that's been recorded over 3 hours. Anybody's ever played Kerbal Space Mission, they know that this game is nothing. It's hard to do an LP on Kerbal Space Mission because it just takes so long between burns and everything else. So using Sunny Vegas, I've sped this up considerably. By design, this is a very heavy ship, and it doesn't turn the way it's showing you to turn right now. And it's actually working because we can actually fire our engine out. So just circularizing our orbit here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to intercept my tug that I have out here. As we can see, I'm doing an intercept course, trying to get these lines matched up as quick as I can. As good as I can, actually. Looks like I'm getting about 1.3 meters. I just went off a little bit right there. 1.6. 1.4 looks like where I'm going to settle for. I say, yeah, that's about the best I'm going to get, which is pretty good. Again, I use MechJeb for I don't have to manually turn this thing because it is a slug. So I use the node thing on there. A lot of people don't like MechJeb, but I like it because it gets kind of repetitive doing this stuff over and over and over. This is actually the second part. The tug already has the first orange tank on it. This is the second one that I'm trying to keep the base lag free. So I'm kind of adding not making it huge. So I added like the power to this and everything. So basically it's going to have 2 orange tanks, which should give plenty of fuel to my Kethane operations that are running off of Minmus right now. As you can tell right now, my tug is 5.5 kilometers away, so I was off a little bit in my burn. So right now I'm just trying to normalize us by getting us in the same orbit, and now I'm just doing catch up with them. This is the way I always do it. Burn towards them, keeping it at about 10 ms per thing, and he's coming up, and there he is. That's the other orange tank, and right behind him is the tug. Now there's a massive, like I said, this whole video is about how hard, this was such a mess. Right here what I've done is I've undock the engine. I don't want the engine on it anymore, and because I need to dock this to that, so I designed it for I can get rid of it. If you want to see these docking ports, I'll put a link in it. They're pretty nice docking ports. They keep things pretty stable, and it gets rid of that that tapered docking ports that comes with the regular Kerbal Space program. So now I'm just catching up with them, not noticing that I actually kept some RCS on that I shouldn't have. Well, the design flaw in my tug is that it doesn't have any advanced SAS, and I am very used to docking with advanced SAS because it keeps me stable, and without that, this is like 15-20 minutes later of trying to get this thing docked, and it'll become more apparent how unstable it is later on when we actually try to dock with the station. But I finally get this thing pretty close to getting docked up, and I'm also using the chase cam. I was using the chase cam, and I'm not used to it. I've seen some videos of people using it, how if you use chase cam, your inputs are the actual way they're supposed to go. So right now I'm gonna burn to Minmus. I don't use MechJeb for this because I like doing this myself. What I don't notice here while I'm doing this is that Minmus is actually a little bit off. It should be almost with a 90-degree angle doing it this way, but I finally start noticing that, I think it's when I do my burn, that Minmus is actually off a little bit, and I get a little bit worried that I might miss it. We can tell how this thing is a little bit wobbly. Right here in the middle is what is for my stuff doesn't go I can't remember the name, but if you don't have a command module on one of these or an automated module on it, your stuff goes like a relic, and it's really hard to dock with those because if you tap them any bit, you can't correct it by jumping to the ship. So all my parts have like different, like this one has just an automated probe thing on it to help keep it so it doesn't turn into a relic. But I do have it set up for I can pop them, except this one, the very first one, which is the one in the middle, the orange, doesn't have it for I can pop it off to get rid of it. But the second one I did, if you probably were watching the video, you saw me pop it off. And as we can tell, this is very unstable too, just because of that middle part. So it's wobbling around. It's actually using MechJeb with a node thing to keep it lined up. Now I'm doing my burn. It's coming to the end. As you can tell how far I actually was off, because I'm using the nuclear engines from one of the expansions. The person that did the expansion is actually now a dev, a developer of the game. They liked her stuff because she kept it pretty much in line with... Oh, look at that! I was very surprised by that I actually had an encounter. Right, I thought I was going to miss it totally. Like, I'd have to do a lot of different burns, but I was very surprised that I did such a good encounter right there, even though I was a little bit off in the degree heading when I originally done my burn. All I'm doing right now is trying to get my periapsis closer for... I don't have to use any the tug's engines are actually a nuclear engine, and it's from that mod. So it has the same stats as the regular nuclear engine, but it's bigger, so it's for a 2.5 millimeter fuel tanks, so it actually fits. And I think it has 150 power to it, so it's about double the size of the littler nuclear engines. And right now I'm just trying to get to the node. I think I overpassed this by a little bit. Something you got to remember when you use time acceleration, it doesn't affect it so much here, but when you're getting closer to a planetary body, what happens a lot of the times is that you speed up, so you get caught off. You get a little bit caught off on your node intercept. It happens to me all the time. And right here, I got the intercept. You can tell it's kind of a little bit wobbly. I'm going to stick with this version of the intercept just because I don't want to mess it up. But I must notice something here that I don't like. Oh, it's probably my angle. I'm trying to fix my angle of from on the same plane as Minmus, because the way I'm entering right now, I'd be a little bit off. but I totally flubbed this up. It's not working, so I just give up, and because you have to have them on the same axis to get you have to have an intercept on your axis and their axis to actually get that to work correctly. I'm just seeing if it'll work. It's not working. I go, screw it, I'll wait till I get the intercept and try to do it. So we go, we're doing some more time acceleration, trying to get there. Minmus is way over here, but what's going to happen is that we're going to basically, technically, almost leave the orbit of Kerbin, but it slows us down slow enough that, yeah, there we go. I'm still trying to fix it, and it's still not working. I guess I really wanted to work on that pretty much, but it's not working very well for me. But see how we slow down here a little bit? I'm down to 60, and now I'm being sped up because actually I am in the influence of Minmus right now, and I should be getting the encounter. I've already got it. Okay, so there we go. Or am I trying to fix? No, I don't have the encounter yet. I'm still trying to set it up because if you could tell right now, I'm totally off on how that's gonna work. And there we go. So now it should be a little bit easier to try to fix that. And there we go. I try to fix it, but what I'm lining it up with the what I think is the station. But what I forget is that I have one of my interplanetary vessels on a higher orbit than my station, and I'm actually lining it up with my interplanetary vessel, which is another mess up I'm doing. But I'm not noticing this because of the view distance. It's hard to tell which is which, and I'm saying, well, that's got to be it right there. And I totally forgot that vessel was there. It's just waiting there. It's going to be a future mission, probably back to Duna or something later on. He's totally fueled up. But that's Minmus. That's where I have my 2 Kethane miners. I got both of them, which are flawed designs, but they do work. And I'll show you, we'll see how all this stuff is flawed. This whole mission was basically a failure waiting to happen. I'm just coming up here. I'm trying to fix my my angle here for I can be on the same axis as my front part of my station, which is I planted there a couple days ago. Now I'm trying to add the fuel tanks to it, the bigger fuel tanks. And there we go. I'm happy with that, sorta. Now you gotta actually make an orbit. Yeah, I set this up. You notice the orbit's not gonna cost me all that much, really. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, I think. I'm thinking in my brain that I'm going to keep my orbit higher than what I think is the station, just for it can catch up with me and we can do an easy intercept. But as we're going to tell here in a few seconds, I was actually totally off, and I had to actually do another correction eventually in here. Like I said, this is all sped up, and I've cut a lot of the video out. Just we get rid of the really non-important parts and the non-essential stuff, and this thing's wiggling around like it's like jelly or something in space. The jelly machine in space. We will jelly love you. So now we can see this outer one is, I'm finally figuring this out. I'm like, oh crap. The inner one is the one I actually want, and eventually I fix everything and I get an intercept, and I basically now I'm coming up to what's the first part of the station. It's basically, the front part is almost a copy of my station that is over Kerbin, but I got rid of two. I designed it a little bit better for future use. I want to be able to dock if I ever make a space plane. I got a space plane dock on there, and I got every kind of dock there is in the game, basically, from 2mm all the way up to the regular stuff. So this is where things go completely wrong. I'm going to show you. I'm going to undock this. The fuel things are basically wrong how I have them set up. I want the one that's on the end to be on the end of the station, not the front, and I want the front one to be on the end. I mean the front, the middle part. So I have to undock this, which is the first big flaw I just did, because this station right here just became space junk. I could still dock with it, but it's going to be very difficult, and it's going to be even more difficult now as we find out what's going on here. So what's basically going on here right now is I'm trying to dock this thing up. Remember, I don't have advanced SAS on this tug, so this is very, very difficult, and I'm using chase cam, and I'm not used to it. And the camera's moving everywhere. It's moving all around. It's confusing the hell out of me. I'm like, what the hell? Is the station rotating on me or something? And I'm not liking the chase cam very much. I like how it keeps your controls the same. And then I'm coming in on it, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get there on it. I'm using up my monopropane, or whatever the hell it's called. Monopro. I'm starting to get worried that I'm going to use it all up, because it's taken so long to actually get this lined up. And I'm like, okay, alright, so we got it lined up. And I keep messing up, because what's happening is that my ship is rotating where I don't want it to rotate, and it's not lining up every time I try to. So I use MechJeb to kill the rotation. But when you use MechJeb's kill rotation with RCS on, it sucks up so much RCS that I'm basically using 90% of my RCS just trying to keep this thing stable before I can line it up with the stupid station. Because anytime I don't have it stable and I try to move it into the dock, it messes up. And it's looking like I'm going to do it right here, but something goes awry and I turn and it goes off again, and I actually bump the station, which sets it off on its own little tangent. I might cheat a little bit and put time acceleration on to stop the rotation. And I try one more time. You can see I'm looking at my monopro, and I'm probably swearing right now. Swearing like a real lot. Like, what the hell is going on here? What the hell? Why can't I lock this up? And I'm like, yay, I got it! I got it! And no, it rotates out again. I'm like, oh my God, what the heck is going on here? I'm not going to make this. I am not and you can tell I time warped it right there to stop the stabilization. To stop everything from rotating. At this point, I'm like, this is a lost cause. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm going to run out of monopro. And you can tell right now, I'm trying to control the kill rotation thing, and and it's still, everything's just going wrong. I just can't get this thing lined up at all. And we're still trying. This is the frustrating part right here. What am I gonna do? So now I start using because I got like 7 monoprop right now left. 7 or 8. I just looked at it again. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna do this. I gotta do very little inputs here. And it's looking like I might actually do it, and then it happens. I'm like all lined up, and it happened right there. I'm swearing right now because my monopro just ran out. So I actually have a plan B. I knew this might have happened. So this is my Minmus miner. It's on Minmus right now, and it has monopro. It's has Kethane and all that stuff. So I'm launching this baby to intercept. If you can tell right up there is the 2. I'm basically going to make an intercept up there. Get it all lined up. Do all my stuff. Actually, I think I used MechJeb for this, didn't I? Or no, I didn't. No, I didn't actually. Because MechJeb does not work for intercept. For some reason, it'll just keep going by and by. It's because of the plane. It's off from where that's landed. So right now, I'm just manually trying to do everything. I'm used to doing this now. Trying to get my intercept as close as possible. I'm still basically not even circularized right now. I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should circularize first, then do it. I say, no, we have to be able to get this lined up somehow. I must be able to do it all the time. I see people do it all the time. So I'm trying my hardest to get it lined up. It's not working all that well. So now I think I gave up, and I'm going to circularize and get my ship lined up in the same sphere as the station. just to get all this done. Again, this is really quick time, so I'm trying to keep the video moving. I'm trying to line it up to be a good circularization. I'm thinking, should I be higher than him or lower? And I'm looking, oh look, I got an intercept up there. I wonder if I can change that. I wonder if I can make it quicker. Or I got one over here too. I'm thinking I can fix this. I can do this. There we go. I like that intercept, I'm saying to myself. So screw it. Put me on my node. I'm going to go for that. Use MechJeb again to put my... turn my... Now, the major flaw in this ship, and this ship is very old. I've had this ship, I think it's... if you can see it up there, it's 850 days it's been on Minmus. I used another mod's RCS thing on this, and this RCS is the total... It moves your ship well. The problem is that it basically sucks up RCS so fast that this ship is useless. I can't even use it to intercept. But I do have on all my ships the transfer system, where I can transfer fuel and monopro. So this is what the plan is. I'm going to get my Minmus ship fueler as close to my tug as possible. My tug has a monopro transfer system on it. My Minmus fueler has basically everything. It can transfer every kind of fuel, energy, whatever it needs. That's why I made it, which is another mod that you guys can get if you want. So here I go, trying to get in a better intercept. Get going, everything's good, and I start doing it. I get close. Now I'm going to burn to them. This doesn't have nuclear engines. This is actually before I even had the nuclear engines. This is I'm just using regular old poodle engines, I believe, on this one. And I do my intercept. I'm actually intercepting the station. I did that on purpose because I wanted to get close to the station, even though at this point the tug has actually wandered off about 2.5 kilometers away from the actual station. As you know, you can't actually, if you don't have anything attached to your stations, if they're not attached, they will not stay together, because eventually just time will make it happen. They have to occupy the same spot or be connected. But so anyway, actually this is the tank, so I'm actually flying towards the tank from the station, and it's right there. And I'm like, yeah, I can put some monopro in this thing, and I can load her up with it. But something happens. I'm looking for it. Oh, I'm trying to target it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I can't dock with that because it does. I don't have the docking ports, the same docking ports. The miner has just default regular docking ports. The other one has the other kind of docking ports. But I'm sitting here and I'm pushing the transfer button and it's not working, and I'm going, oh, maybe they're not facing each other. And here I go, I'm still pushing the transfer button. It's not connecting. It's not even look like it's even hitting the ship, and I'm like, what in the hell is going on? So I start turning both ships. I turn this one. I'm looking around. I'm like, why isn't this working? I start rotating the ship. I say, okay, they're facing each other now. This should be working. Why? Okay, it's still not working. And again, I'm starting to swear right now. Luckily, I didn't record that part, but I'm swearing and saying, why the hell isn't this working? Is there another flaw in here? Do I actually have to have the transfer system hooked to the monopro tank? I thought it would work off anything, because basically I keep them all together. So the transfer systems are on the orange tank, and on which probably would usually I only transfer fuel, so usually it works. So maybe I never noticed that. Maybe that's the problem, or maybe there's a bug, or maybe it just doesn't work. So at this point, I just about give up and decide, well, this isn't going to work. I'm going to have to actually redesign the tug, put advanced SAS on it, and get it going. And hopefully that'll work. Okay guys, it's Malkuth 1974. As always, please subscribe, comment, and rate. And before I go, I'd like to tell you guys, if you've seen my little LP teaser for SimCity, me and a group of other guys are getting together called Lag. League average gamers. So we're all average, I guess. I am. I know that. Maybe I'm a little bit below average, but anyway, a couple guys will all be playing SimCity. We got Grumpy in there, Grumpy Gamer. You know, been playing with Grumpy Gamer before. A couple new guys that I don't know yet, but we're getting to know them. Is Flux and Garbad and Web Gaming Central. Go check out their pages. I got them in my channel page there, and you can find them in my SimCity LP teaser trailer. I didn't make that trailer. It was made by one of the other members. He did an awesome job, so I do appreciate that. I also like to congratulate the two winners of the games. You guys won Civilization 5 and Sword of the Stars 2. So again, this is Malkuth 1974. Hit that subscribe button because it feels good.